Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to customize your loot drops and find yourself getting tech armor in white drops if that is what you want. So stay tuned.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long.
If you want to host your own Ark server, then I recommend renting one from NITRADO. They're also the official server provider for Wildcard. Go to jaycartere.com/NITRADO to rent your own Ark server and help out the channel in the process. Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Jay Cartere from the Cartere Cartel server, teaching you how to be better. And as you can see, this is a white bonus loot drop. I always used to call these rainbow drops, but now I know the right name for it. But basically, we have edited our game ini files to change the loot that appears in our drops on the server, and this is just the proof of what happens. Like, I changed a bunch of loots to include a bunch of loot drops to include tech armor to see if this works, but I'll be showing you how to do that right now. So here we are in the NITRADO dashboard. I hope you guys know how to get to the web interface. If you don't, let me know, leave a comment down below and I'll make a video on how to specifically do that. But I think I've shown you in other videos, so you can go and check through my other tutorials. But over here, you will need to enable expert mode. I'll quickly show you how to do that, but I do also have a video on how to use expert mode, so definitely check that out. So let's go to general, and over here in the general settings there will be a option up here to change to expert mode, and once you click that and click save, you will be able to access the expert settings like I'm able to do over here. Of course, I would suggest you stop your server before doing any of this, as that's the best way to change settings, and you will need to do that in order to mess with the expert mode settings. So after you do that, you save, you can go over to expert settings, which is where you want to be, and then you want to go to the game ini file, and here you will see everything that you've added to the game ini file. Right about now I've got, you know, player levels, engram points and that sort of stuff, and then if you look down here at the bottom, I've got code that changes the loot drops on my server. Now as you can see, there's quite a lot of code and you guys do not want to be entering that manually. So this is the way that I suggest you guys do it. Now there is a website called Beacon, or an app called Beacon. Go to beaconapp.cc/download. The link will be in the description as well if you just want to click a link, and then you can download this app for either Windows or Mac, and this app will basically create the code that you need, and it's got a pretty good interface as well. So do that, download this. You can also become a patron and help them out if you want to support, because it is really a really good app and it is very helpful. So definitely go and do that. And then once you bring up this app, let me actually show you what the app looks like. All right, so here is the Beacon app. I'm going to quickly show you how to use it. Now, to be honest, there are a few different ways to use it. Now you can just create the code and then copy and paste it to the bottom of your settings, which will probably be the easiest for most people. There are two ways to use this app. You can get the information from here and copy it and then add it to the bottom of your game ini settings on your server, which is probably the easiest way to do it. The way I did it was I downloaded my game ini file, I edited it and actually added the game ini settings that I had on my server to that file, saved it, then imported it in here, and then exported it out of Beacon, and then that exported all my settings with the additional loot drop settings. So you may want to do it that way. If you want me to show you how to do it that way, then leave a comment down below, but it really is a long way that's not necessary whatsoever. I just had to do that to see how it would actually appear with the rest of my settings and where I'd need to copy that formula. So definitely copy and pasting is probably the easiest way to go, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. So in here we've got island white, Island White and Bonus, which was the rainbow drop that I showed you. Then we've got Island Green and Bonus. And in here we have Tech Armor in all those item sets. Now in order to do this and set this up, what you need to do is click this plus button at the bottom of the screen. Can you see that on my... no, you cannot see that over here. Damn. Alright, so here you can see the plus button at the bottom of the screen. You click on that and it brings up this. Let me actually show you. You just click that and then it brings up this, and then you can see all the loot drops that are possible for you to edit. So we've got Island Blue all the way to artifacts. You can edit those. All the way to drops from the bosses. You can edit those, but I haven't really messed around with the bosses, so I'm not going to edit any of those things. I don't know what you'd actually get from it. Let me quickly bring that up and see what's there. You know what? Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. But yeah, you can edit all this sort of stuff. I believe they also had Scorched Earth. But I think because we picked the actual island map, it's not showing us that. I will show you the stuff for Ragnarok as well, just in case you're playing on a Ragnarok server or Scorched Earth or Aberration. I believe it all works the same. So let's actually start from the beginning here. Let's create a new project. Let's save this real quick. So where is File, New Document, and this is how it will pop up for you when you first come in here. And this is also useful for setting whatever difficulty you want to get the maximum level that you'd like. So for example, if I want the level to be 350, we can do that, and that will show me what difficulty value I need to change in order to get the maximum dino level of 350. But the actual values on my server are these: difficulty offset 1, value 12, and max dino level comes out to 360. So here you can pick whatever map you're playing on. I'm assuming when this comes out, a lot of people are going to be playing on Aberration, but maybe, you know, you've played on Ragnarok or something like that, because Ragnarok will probably... Honestly, Ragnarok, I believe, due to the way this is set up, is the most complicated one to set up, because they've got a lot of drops on Ragnarok. It comes from the island and it comes from Scorched Earth. Let me quickly show you. It doesn't really matter with these values. I don't think it makes a big difference. So let's create our Ragnarok thing, and then we will add a new beacon. And as you can see, it says Island White, and it goes all the way through all the island stuff, and then it gives us the Scorched Earth stuff, and it gives us the treasure chests, which I believe are those boxes with crap in them. So that would be nice to change up. But I don't know where the Scorched Earth drops drop and where the island drops drop. So if you want to do stuff with your Ragnarok drops, then you're likely going to just have to add all of these. Like, just add all the whites and do the settings that you want for those whites. Add all the greens, do the settings that you want for the greens, and so on and so forth. But let's go to Aberration, because I believe that's where most people are going to be. So new document, and we'll go to Aberration. Keep in mind, I haven't even played on Aberration yet, so I don't know what this is going to look like. But here we are on the Aberration map, and they do not actually have the loot sources yet. So let's go back to the island one that we was doing and using as an example. So as I said, if you're going to do this on Ragnarok, then you want to add both the island drops and the Scorched Earth drops and do the settings that you want. So it's going to be a long, tedious process, but it is necessary. So basically what you want to do to add a new loot drop is you press the plus button, you go to the loot source that is located over here, you go to next, and then you can pick whatever items you want to appear in that loot drop. So you can go advanced firearms, you can go tech armor. I believe, is there element here as well? No, I don't believe there is element here. You'll have to do that manually, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But let's go for advanced firearms, because we've already done tech armor already. So we got advanced firearms. I actually don't know what's in this set, but as you can see, they can get a compound bow, they can get rocket launcher, all this sort of stuff, which is very, very interesting to add this to loot drops. It makes people want to fight for these loot drops a whole lot more. But I'll do a video discussing whether you should mod your loot drops or not. I think that's really, really interesting. So we've done this, and now we want to add our own preset. So what you want to do is come over here, over item sets, and then you press the plus button, and that will give you an untitled item set. And then in order to set your item set, for example, let's say we want element in these loot drops, you set your name there so you can label it properly and you can find it. And then you go to the plus item down here, and then you have a list of basically all the things in the game. So you can just type element right here, and that will show you element and element shard. So we get some element in there, and we can do the max quantity to 100. You get the max you can get from a loot drop is 100 element. That's what we're doing here, and the minimum you'll get from it is 1. So you can get lucky and you can get very unlucky. Chance to be a blueprint, this really doesn't matter when it comes to element, but I would tell you to make it 0%, because why else? And you can also refresh and, you know, see the different types of loot drops that you'd be getting. This is the simulation that it's running. So every time a loot drop is spawned, well, we got 31, now we got 12, now we got 53, now we got 10, and that's where it's going. So if you want it to be from like 50 to 100, which I think is more reasonable, you can set that, and then you can see you're getting much more higher amounts of element from each loot drop. So we'll just go to OK with that. Here is the minimum items and max items. So this will be the amount of items from this list that will appear in the drop, and the max amount of items from the list that can appear in the drop. So if we go to the advanced firearms, as you can see, it's 1 here, blah blah blah. It will get 1 of these definitely, and it can get up to 2. But because we've added the element, it will definitely get element, because this is the only thing in the item set. I wouldn't advise you to be putting, you know, something like an advanced weapon or an advanced firearm and element in the same type of loot drop. I just wouldn't do that, but you can definitely do that if you want. If you only want element in there, then I'd suggest you get rid of that, and then this will be a loot drop that people can get element from. So maybe the red drops that will drop element and tech gear stuff. I think that would be a smart decision for your server, instead of just making every loot drop have element. But then you may just want crazy PvP if, you know, that's what you're going for. So after you've done this, you've set up the types of loot drops you want on your server. Sorry if this video is a little bit long. Then you go to file and you go to export. Now you can update an existing config file if you did download that game ini file like I done, or you can create a new one which will just have the basic code in there. So let's create a new one. We'll create one in here. We'll go new test game, and we'll save that, and then we'll go to that in our documents, and we'll open up new test game. Now this will show us the code that we need. Now you basically want to copy all of this except from what's at the top, the script shooter game shooter mode stuff. You don't want that. So you can do it like this, which has now gotten everything. I believe that's highlighted everything. Yeah, just do it from like below script shooter game. Then you want to copy that. I just use Control-C to copy. You can use the right click or whatever. And then you want to go back to your NITRADO settings. Okay, so here we are at our NITRADO settings. And then you just want to scroll all the way down to the bottom of your settings and paste everything after the max number of players in tribe command or setting. So after that, you'll start with config, override, supply crate items, and then you'll just scroll down, or that won't even be there to be honest, because you won't have that already, and then you'll just press Control and V, or right click and paste, and that's how that works. So again, you want to start copying from config, override, supply crate items, copy all the way down to the bottom, make sure you've gotten everything. You see all these like 4 brackets or whatever that is, I think it's like 5, and then you paste that under the max number of players in tribe, and I would suggest you do a return like here, so there's a space in between these settings so you can easily see them and make them out when you're scrolling through your settings. Then all you want to do is save the changes. We're not going to do that now because I don't want to, you know, save the changes that we just made, even though it doesn't really matter. And then you want to restart your server. Now, I should have included this at the beginning of the video, but basically I believe you're supposed to, so sorry for that, but I've just remembered, I believe you're supposed to stop your server, then wait about 5 minutes before editing the files, and then save and then restart. But I would suggest you wait up to 10 minutes and then edit the files, then save and then restart, just to, you know, make sure that you're giving it enough time for everything to work. Because I've changed a bunch of settings without using, you know, waiting 5 minutes or whatever, and it has worked, but then certain other settings have not worked. So definitely give it that time to make sure that it works for you, and good luck. That's the video. That's how you do it. I hope I explained it in a way that was easy enough to understand. This is my first time messing with this, so if this video is a bit all over the place and a little bit complicated, then please just, you know, scroll back through, watch it again, because the information is in there. Now, I hope this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching, and thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next Ark Survival Evolved PS4 tutorial. I also want to quickly thank NITRADO for setting up this test server for me to check out these settings and to see if it works and see if the loot drop stuff works without interrupting the gameplay of my current community members. It really helped out. And yeah, if you want to rent a server from NITRADO, please use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. And yeah, I recommend you use NITRADO because it's what I use. I don't know how to use anything else. So, and I recommend you guys rent a NITRADO server, even if you don't use the link in the description. I know I think there are other server providers, but NITRADO is the official server provider of Wildcard. And I've got a bunch of NITRADO tutorials that will help you, you know, understand how to use the server better and how to customize it to your own needs. And you know, they got pretty good customer service as far as I've seen. So yeah, that was just the end little shout out saying thank you. But if you want to join my server, continue watching the video. There's more info to come. If you want less grinding and more fun from your Ark experience, then come and join the Cartere Cartel PvP server today. Use the link in the description to join the server, or go to jaycartere.com/Ark apply and follow the instructions. This is a boosted PvP server, so you don't have to grind for days to have an hour of fun like the official rates. All the rates and more information about the rules and the stats on the server is available at jaycartere.com/Ark apply and in my Discord server. We welcome mature players who don't cry when PvP happens on a PvP server. There will be no salty squeakers allowed. So if that's you, don't even bother registering or trying to come on the server. There are also monthly reward packages for patrons who help support the server. You can see all the available packages on the Patreon page. So please help support the server by becoming a patron at patreon.com/jaycartere. I'll be helping patrons also to grow their YouTube channel. So if you got a YouTube channel and you want to play Ark on your channel, you want to make some videos, you want to grow your channel, that sort of stuff, then consider becoming a patron as an investment in your future, as you can make that back tenfold if you listen to my advice and grow your channel. Now, I will not be giving out wyverns and gigas and that sort of stuff to the patrons to ensure that we keep the server balanced. I don't want people to have OP dinos and be able to pay to win. So that's something that I've thought about. So again, use the link in the description and follow the 3 steps to join the server, or go to jaycartere.com/Ark apply. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Let's survive together with less grind and more fun.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you.